Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to WKA Daytona Kart Week, the one that everybody wants to be at, not because their organization running it, just because of the track. All right. Really, nobody wants to be here, but since it's in Daytona, everybody wants to be here. So, first morning warm-up practice coming up. It's at 8 a.m. We're the first ones on track. So my first two practice sessions will be trying to get the gearing down, and my last few practice sections will be more working on the kart. I've raced on the sprint track before a couple times, so I remember it-ish, because they come here once a year. It is an extremely cold morning. We're gonna get her fired up, warmed up, and then ready for first practice session, which is in about 20 minutes. So thanks for stopping in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Catch you guys on track. Hopefully it's a beautiful day and it warms up a little bit. Yeah. Here we are on track, and this is the first time the karts have been out there. So we are the first group out. So the track is extremely slick. There's no grip. It's extremely dirty and dusty and sandy. They only use this once a year for karting, so you can see how much dirt and dust. Everybody was going real slow and timid, so I decided to go. I should listen to my buddy James Insco. He gave me the gearing from the very beginning before I even got there. I put the wrong gear on, way off. I mean, 4 teeth too high off. I was hitting the rev limiter everywhere I went. But, you know, first session now is just basically we were blowing off the track. It was insane. It's crazy how little grip there was. It's like the only time you can get drift a 206 and have enough power to slide through it. So get out in front of everybody. Insco goes around me, and then you can tell right here of how much stuff is being kicked up on the karts and how loose we all are. Phil was just fast off the rip. I think he's been racing here since he was a kid, and I don't know, he's been racing here for a long time. I was trying to see his line, but he was so fast, I felt like I had a boat anchor, and he was gone. And then Jamie Bradford passed me as well. But you can see the amount of sand that's on the track at the moment. It's just crud. So trying to find the grip was the hardest part to begin with. But I knew that coming in. I mean, first practice session was going to be a throwaway. Probably the second will be a throwaway, and then you want to start adjusting the kart to somewhat what the track's going to be. And you're always trying to think ahead, like, okay, so going to a temporary circuit, which this is a permanent layout, but it's temporary. You only use it once a year, twice a year tops, so grip is completely going to be different. So you're trying to keep the kart loose. Here, Jamie got a little loose. I took it the inside and went around him, but he's going to get me back down the hill because I'm already on the rev limiter. But you're always trying to think ahead, like, okay, how do I tune the kart for when the final's gonna feel? That is what you're searching for. So really, it's about getting the line down for the first 3 to 4 sessions, because until the rubber starts going down, you're not gonna know what the track's gonna do. So good learning experience. Practice one of the books. It's good to get out of the way and not wreck the kart. All right, what to say? First practice in the books. First practice in the books. There's not much else to say on that subject. I saw the guy in front go straight, so I got confused if we should take a double right on that section. So luckily I did. Kart was really, really free, which is good because we're just gonna let the track come to us. We're gonna be right near the gearing now. I think the gearing we're a lot closer. We're letting the kart come to us, and then it's so hard not to do changes. It's extremely hard. So I did a gearing change. All right, so I said I wasn't going to touch the kart, but I did. I dropped a couple teeth on gearing. Still was not at the same gear ratio Insco wanted me to be on. I was still too high on that. And then I just put the grand setup in the kart, and then had an aha moment during this practice session. And you have those aha moments, you find something, and it really was on the on how to use the track to my benefit. I was kind of staying off those yellow curbings, and then I had an aha moment where I'm going to start using those yellow curbings to pull me around the track. I noticed there was grip grip there when there was grip nowhere else around the track. So the aha moment hit, and it was crazy. You see that line here? I'm staying off that yellow curbing because I haven't hit it yet. But later on through my run, you're going to see me start getting more and more on top of that yellow curbing to help the kart rotate and pull around the track. That's where the grip was. And that's really where the grip was all weekend. The more the rubber laid down, I don't think the actual track rubber was starting to get better. I just think there's more and more rubber on that yellow curbing. So I used that yellow curbing for the rest of the weekend. Insco's going to get back around me, and then I'm going to start using more of that yellow curbing. I noticed when I got on it, the kart would turn better and then get a better run out. So it was very interesting to understand that part. You can see Insco's getting really free and loose in front of me. And we take different lines in this back half of the section. I noticed if I gave up that double left to get a better run on that right, I'll get a much better run down this little back chute straightaway, leading up to the straightaway. So entering that double left, I'll let off early, let the kart coast, and then basically go from there. Now here towards the end of the run coming up, you're going to see me turn one. I start changing my lineup. I'm going to start hugging this curb and let it drift back out to the other curb. Insco lets me through, and you can see here I'm going to eat this curb on the inside, go all the way to the outside where grips back on this curb. This is a double right-hander. I'm going to use the curb here to pull the kart around. That's what I found out during this practice session. On this right-hander, I'm going to suck up, use that curbing on the inside to keep the kart tight, and then on this double left, I let off early, clip the curb, come back across, clip this curb, and then pull the kart back around. You see I use every part of the track, every curve to pull me around. That's what I learned. It's these little tips and tricks that really make a difference when you come to Daytona. P3 in this practice session, not too bad.
All right, practice 2 in the books. I just went back to a Newcastle setup. I don't know why I keep changing the kart. Kart came alive, did really well. Just got stuck in traffic battling it out. Feels a half a second faster than us, so we got fined a second. he keeps getting half a second faster per session. So I get a second faster. If I can pick up one more second this session, hey, we'll be right there. If not, oh, I gotta find something else. Better driver. He says he's a better driver. Might throw him in the cart.
So for practice 3, I decided to throw caster in the chassis, and I don't know why I did that, because I didn't like it. Kart felt really, really good. Handling-wise, I thought the kart was amazing. And usually when the kart feels really, really good and handling really well and you're not on that fine edge, you're slow. Okay? That's just the bottom line. If you're not on that fine edge of kart being out of control, in my opinion, like riding that fine line of, loose is fast. If you feel the kart's just, man, this thing is really stable. It's handling really well. It feels great. You are slow. And it showed on the lap time. Same gearing, same everything. Basically driving the same lines. Just the kart felt really stable and safe and secure. And I was half a second slower. That's it. And it happens every time. When the kart feels that way, for me, that's what happens. I start gaining on the guy in front of me. I think I'm just knowing the track better, just taking a better line. That's really it. That has nothing to do with like setup wise or anything. I take the double rights a lot tighter if I can get down there sometimes. But I just think I was just driving better. But overall, the change I did, it did not work out for me. I did not like it. I'm still on the same gear. James at this point is almost, he doesn't yell, but he's getting to a point that he's getting frustrated with me and says, you need to go on the gearing. I told you, and stop messing around. So for the next practice session, that's what I do. I drop the tooth. But, Daytona, it is a very fun track to drive. It is cool. I love it. You have to try it out. You have to come out here and do it once. The big track or the sprint track. It is a blast. Even though I don't like who's running it, I really love driving it. So overall, this is a good practice session. The speed was not there due to making that change, so I go immediately back to the setup I had for the Grands, and for the rest of the weekend, I don't touch the setup. I dropped the tooth, I don't touch the setup, I worked on my driving, and that was it. Basically, for the rest of the weekend, what I got is what I got.
All right, guys, we're down to the final practice session coming up. The third practice session in the books. I think I was fifth. Some guys went out there on brand new tires. I did a front end chassis adjustment I didn't like, so I went back to where it was. I did one gear change now to see if I can carry that gear. If not, I'll just go back up. And then hopefully with the new tires, it settles the rear down. If not, a couple more adjustments here and there. There's not much to do, to be honest. Phil's checked out. He's just clear the field. So now we're just fighting best of the rest unless we find some speed. So hopefully I find some speed soon. That's the whole goal.
All right, for the final practice, I started to push the cart a little more. Started trying to find that speed. I dropped that tooth. I should have listened to James a long time ago. Man, I apologize. Cart woke up. It felt like it was on edge. The rear was just stepping out a little bit, but it was really free and loose, okay? So all it came down to is my tires were just old. Basically, that's it. But I have a good baseline setup. And now I always freak out what's going to happen when I put new tires on. So I was not 100% sure what's going to happen when the tires go on. But I know the car's really free, so it should just get better. That's how I thought. My driving was not the best this session. I was really starting to push the limit of see where I can go, how hard I can go. Sometimes pushing harder and driving harder is not always faster. So at the end of this practice session, lap times looked good, but I left a lot on the table, and seeing how much I closed the gap down to Phil made me feel better. It made me feel like, okay, I have something for tomorrow. I have something for him instead of out in the back forwarding, hoping for the best. So cart was coming alive. Everything was coming alive. Really just needed to start working on my driving, nailing my marks. I don't follow everybody's line. I have a different driving style. Just do what works for you and do what works for best for you. So thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. It was a great day. Next video is race day. That's when the gloves come off.